Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Nexus. In these, it is JibberJabber fighting here for the German Army, Deutschland, here with the 21st Panther Division with Special Operations, Grand Offensive and Scavenge. In the west, it is F3rig fighting here for the Commonwealth of British Army, the British Empire in fact, taking on the role here of the Guards Armour Division with Mobile Assault, Special Weapons and Vanguard. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Their support makes the Propagandacast very much possible, so big thanks to all those. Other people can join the ranks and support the effort by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal. Links in the description. And finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, helps out a bit as well there. So folks, can do cool down there for Jibber. Double section University there for F3rig. Sections up north here as he pushes north to secure the fuel point here. Jibber meanwhile is pushing hard south here with infantry, and of course got the Kugelwagen falling up there, speeding to the front line there as fast as his four little wheels can take it. Step on it, Otto. We have Englishmen to kill. Insisting? Yeah. Okay. I'm a bit concerned about the whole, this not being particularly armored. Just her face into the Fatherland. Yeah, I think the last time they tried that, it didn't work out too well. Sectioning centerwards here for F3rig. Got the University ready as well. Up north there, sandbags done. Sturmpioneering about here. Looking to just grab some points. So far, very quiet here. Sandbags here. Partly, I think, how the map sort of works in terms of dynamics. Takes a lot of time to just grab some points. So you can actually have a bit of while there before it kicks off. And there you go. Almost 2 minutes before the first shots are fired here. University versus the Sturmpioneer. Kugelwagen rushing in there. Third section there for F3rig. No early sappers from him or tank hunter section. He's not to start with. Second full support there ready for Jibber as he charges in the section here. Car 90Ks versus Lee Enfield rifles. Charging in there rapidly, lacking no Panther files. And we do well, we got Scavenge here with Barrel Salvage, Flak Panther for Ostwind, the Jaeger Light Infantry Recon Squad, Infiltration Tactics, and the 105mm Howitzer Barrage. Point there being grabbed and Kugelwagen being repaired. So far now the side is really making any conclusive gains here. Sappers falling up here for F3rig to repair his universal carrier. Forts being murdered out, Forts getting northwards here for Jibber. Kugelwagen good to go again to receive some quick repairs here from Jibber's Sturmpioneer. But yeah, Jaeger commander choice is typical versus the British, because that way you can sort of get around a lot of their advantages with the infantry and basically bleed them out. The British can in response to struggle to deal with that. So I imagine that's kind of why I went for it. Of course, infiltration tactics I think is a good but overlooked ability. Being able to chuck out a lot of grenades for like 20 munitions is actually very powerful. Plus, the Ostwind, the Thorough Salvage, and the Howitzer Barrage also quite good. Truck following up here though for Jibber. Guessing our battle headquarters. They could surprise us with a swift mechanized range. Also good put on the carve point there. Looks like F3rig may in fact going to be doing exactly that. It's going to go straight here for Jibber's southern carve point here. Both players looking to ensure the other side does not get too much fuel. Certainly for the Orbital Commanders player, though, it is more important as the British player because they have a much faster, efficient attack, though, so far. F3rig has yet to bother with that at all. Oh, there we go. Spoke too soon. He's doing that exactly as I say he's not doing it. And we got the truck ready there for Mr. Jibber. Guessing battle headquarters. There we go. Comfortable hut put here. And we got F3rig's man there digging in by the side. Carpon Kugelwagen focusing on the flank there. And we got the Sturmpioneer attacking from the other side. Far up north here, Fulton County with the section, the Universal Carrier there. Section routed here as F3rig very quickly reads the situation and realizes if he sticks around for much longer, he's going to just lose men pointlessly. Grand back northern fuel punch on one being grabbed here as well. Here we got Bart 1 the sandbags and 9 them to Jibber unless he cuts the wire or runs it over with something that can, crush the Bart wire without crushing the sandbags. Still no commander here for F3rig though. Not a huge amount of pressure, though again, the sort of longer this goes on, more likely it's going to be like Vanguard here or Special Weapons. So, honestly, it could still be Mobile Assault just for the land matches. You see some players just go for this commander just for the land matches to self-repair and maybe some commandos. So. While part of me was certainly essentially pull more towards expecting something with crocodiles and, focus some strength and support, like Mobile Assault just going for a lot of land matches is definitely not beyond the boundaries of reality. North here, right here, running straight to a lot of British troops around cover. Definitely not when you want your troops to be caught out in the open. No Jaegers yet, but he can call them in now. He will obviously, of course, Jibber does that. Now he goes to the flak half track, wants to murder the infantry and the universal carrier. I mean, that's also pretty great for that. Bit expensive in terms of fuel. And of course, could get quickly hard countered by an armored car. They could argue forcing F3rig to go for an armored car would also slow down his tank until he doesn't get a tank too fast. So there might be some logic to that. We got a 6-pounder gun there, though, for F3rig. Full's being pushed back here. As the Vickers K there is now mounted by the universal carrier. Flak half tank almost down there for Jibber. Sandbags down there. In the south, he just basically grabbing points. He could maybe consider laying down some mines, but he's probably planning assault rifles. And again, if he's going to Jaegers, he obviously wants to put munitions aside for the G33s. So we'll have to see what exactly Jibber does here versus F3rig. Yeah, so far, rough 50-50 split here between the two. Got the flak half track, got the 251-17. First model, there was a later model there that did, I think, dispense with the sort of flapping down sides there, and rather had an old sort of turret design for the 2 center of the flak. I believe that was known as the Model D. Anyways, you guys catching troops out, they got the suppressor fire off there, we got the flak half track with a bigger gun, and that's much more efficient suppression there. Catching the American there, tank, huge chunks of the armor out there. The crew getting the hell out of that one. Good lord, we survived that! Yes! All thanks to British ingenuity. I suppose. I'm just happy we've got, you know, all our limbs intact. Troops setting out there for F3rig. Sandbags down there. Ground points as well. And we do get the light infantry recon squad there. It's definitely, I think, the longest infantry name they got in companies too. Bit short munitions there for the G43 marksman rifle. Universal carrier being fixed up. Sandbags on the munitions cut off. Jaeger setting out there. Very close to the G43 now. Very close. North of point being seized. Fully backing off. But overall good field control here from Jibber against F3rig, who responds with a sniper. He's had enough of these German games, and he's going to put a stop to them. Whether the Germans want it or not. Mostly not. No G43 and the Jaegers. You figure that would go, that'd be a priority. And there you go, section holding with the Jaegers and the Fulton's got a bit of a light ambush here, of course, without the G43. The Jaegers are for now a little less impressive, of course. Once they get the G43, they will be an absolute nightmare for F3rig's infantry to deal with. 6-pounder out the ready, we've got a Vickers pulling up here for Jibber, or for F3rig, I mean, instead of the sniper. Interesting choice here. Perhaps the arrival of the Jaegers pretty much sort of puts the halt there, because the Jaegers could, for example, hide out in ambush, wait for the sniper, and then just murder him. Since the G43 marksman rifle can't guarantee an instant kill, but if the rest of the squad can just get enough damage in, the marksman can finish off the sniper. So, you know, there are some possibilities where the sniper just gets like very quickly taken out. So, there's certainly logic there from F3rig to just go for the Vickers machine gun to help contain the infantry that way, rather than trying for a sniper when the opponent has Jaegers. And there's of course the possibility like you could even like go for multiple Jaegers, at which point the sniper can have a really bad time. So that's probably also another reason you do see Oberkommandos players go for Jaegers versus the British, because it's a nice handy way of ensuring the British don't go for snipers, because the Oberkommandos can struggle with snipers a fair amount since they don't have like any great easy accessible counters. Like just like an easy good armored car to hunt down the sniper with. You got the Kugelwagen, but it's not amazing for hunting down snipers due to, you know, lacking a turret. So even it has a bonus, it's not great for, you know, sniper murder.
The ability is ready now.
So got a line gun out here plus a Panther there for Jibber. Section being bombarded by the flak half track. The buildings, walls crumbling there underneath. Rapid and ruthless German flak fire. Mines off here, killing several of Jibber's men there. Friedrich and Rudolf drop dead. Line gun holding back here. Back here, we got the infiltration commanders out there. You know, lads, I don't feel like this is much of an infiltration. Shut up, Terrence, or would you rather be standing right next to the Germans breathing down your neck? Well, I suppose you have a point. Good lad. Ground center of the Jaegers. Up north, he falls back to the section there by the northern victory point. Jibber's definitely, I think, executing a strategy of victory point control of his opponent. Of course, field control will also be crucial. As for F3rig, he's clearly, I think, going to push for the company command post relatively soon-ish, and then start pushing for medium armor. Of course, Jibber will also need to push for armor soon himself. He's instead going for another infantry gun. Obviously puts a lot of pressure on the British, but I imagine there's also another reason for it, which of course is it very much locks F3rig out of going for like emplacements, because 2 light infantry guns can very well shut down emplacements. So even if, like, you know, F3rig hasn't gone for them, I mean, for Jibber, there's just, you know, good sense ensuring he doesn't try in the first place. Plus, it's also good vessel support, and of course, the infantry. I mean, the light infantry guns are quite good, so it's not like, you know, there's not a reason not to go them besides, you know, dealing with emplacements, but they certainly help a bit there. Up north, the German infantry being swarmed here as F3rig launching an assault there in the center. We got the commandos and the sabotaging force here with silent and non-silent stun guns. Flak half track catching the sappers there. The mother commandos push forwards here. Truck ready there for Jibber and Germany. No tech yet there though for F3rig. Sab squad here with the Flak half track and the Sturmpionier center being secured with the Vickers with the 6-pounder gun providing cover here. Obviously a bit vulnerable to a flank for the south, but so far Jibber's forces are not dispositioned in such a manner they can actually exploit this. It's actually more basically up alongside the north axis. Theoretically would rush out the Fultons, but in such weak condition they probably wouldn't be able to do much damage. And then goes Sturmpionier caught by the commandos, but the commandos on return caught by the Flak half track. Schwer Panther caught being, I think, sent southwards to defend the fuel point there against the British incursions. Still no take there though for F3rig and the British Empire. Package reinforcing healing, got the Flak half track pulling back for some, oh, I guess rest. Solidify there on the Vickers machine gun. Sacrificing, got the Jaegers opening up as well there, 4 kills plus veteran to 1. Go to the advancing section.
Supply lines being cut.
Bit of skirmishing here and there. Lots of artillery in the section, pushing them back. We got the sapling through the centre here. A rapid advance there for F3rig. Or rapid by British standards, anyways. Up north, this section running into the Jaegers. The Jaegers doing some great damage there. Flak half track in particular, ramming here further, I think, cements that engagement being in Jibber's favour in the centre there. 6-pounder gun tries to snap a hit then the Flak half track, but the Flak half track is like greased lightning out of range of that one. The south of the fresh push here, Schwer Panther put up further there, so the commanders will have an easy access to the southern field point. And if there were any German infantrymen around, they'd probably also be very, very dead very quickly. With Kenmouth clearly worried about being hit by a fast centaur or Cromwell here by F3rig. We'll of course have to keep goes for it. There we go. Cromwell tank on the way there. Jaeger's busy here in the south there. Commando still waiting any Germans to arrive. Sturmpionier there. Well, he can soon go for a Panther 4. And there you go. Sturmpionier into the commander. There you go. Flak half track proves once more to be an excellent tool of German tactical supremacy here on the battlefield against F3rig, who does lack like more tool to deal with it for now. Though, of course, the arrival of the Cromwell will provide him with what he needs there. Unless, of course, Jibber sets up the Flak half track as bait for exactly that. Also, you may want to consider down some mines there. Very good. Thumbs up. University about East level, rushing forward for the British Empire. We also got bolted sections here for F3rig. No sign of weapon racks, no brand guns there being handed out to his gentlemen of warfare. Panther shake there lands a great hit on the University, almost taken out there, and we got the Cromwell out here for F3rig. That's going to be a headache here for Jibber's forces. North smoke being deployed as F3rig switches north. Of Jibber, switches northwards. They're going for a straight brutal assault here, using the cover of the smoke here to support the advance. Thumbs up here to Jibber. We're going to make a head-on assault like that. You definitely want a smoke screen to assist. Grenade assault here. Oh, he pops the incendiary grenade rather than the grenade assault.
They're trying to take
I
it.
think a grenade assault here would have been better, honestly. Besides being cheaper, might have had a good chance, you know, wiping the machine gun there. So, I feel that was a bit of a miss. He does manage to catch the Cromwell here with both Panther fast hit, like Kenneth nearby, though lacks a bit more firepower to finish it off here. Still, good hit there from Kenneth, and a flat capture and the Saps from rushing on the Kenneth, but still looks like F3rig will be able to salvage the Cromwell here from an otherwise awkward moment, and crucially again, didn't lose the Vickers because Jibber just didn't quite push as far as he could, I feel like, with those grenades. So on the fuel pump once being hit, section they're busy, laid up there in sandbags now, and oh Terrence, you idiot, runs into a mine for no good reason. Panther has the Invascare, damaging the engine. A Kedna finish off it. Bit of a blow there to F3rig, though I think around the 50-minute mark, the Invascare is going to be less of a crucial blow, though it's still quite handy for him. It is less important by now, as it does lack some utility in the later game. Cromwell done, need repairs. Still no weapon match, even grenades here from F3rig. I think both could be very good additions. Certainly with the commandos and Bren guns to them would of course be really good there for F3rig. As they get some bonuses with their Bren guns, you can fire them on the move quite viciously. Second 6-pounder gun there for F3rig. Obviously concerned about Jibber hitting him with a Panther 4 or maybe even a Panther at this point. Oh, has Jibber actually set up for... Okay, he has set up for armor. He has authorized the Schwer Punted Quarters. I've received personal authorization from the Führer himself to put out tanks. Really? 9. I just called the Corps headquarters. I don't think the Führer gives a rat's ass about what's going on here as long as you don't retreat. Landgun flying away there. 6-pounder gun there for F3rig there. And there we go, we do get the weapon racks now. Bren guns are plenty once F3rig sends them in to pick them up. Jibber here by controlling both fuel points is definitely problematic there for F3rig. It does look like he's going to go for the Panther here, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Panther. Up north you've got the commanders of the Jaegers there engaging swiftly and viciously with these silent stun guns. The Jaegers are pushed back, unable to resist the power of the commandos. Panther slowly arriving in the south here, trying to push for that southern field point, the northern one being grabbed as well here. Jibber is, I think, a bit critically extended here against F3rig. Needs, like, I think, push a counterattack here and land some hits on F3rig, I think, to be able to maintain this much control at the moment. And he's so far on the defensive, so he simply countered that. I think it's something F3rig is exploiting quite well right now, just pushing it back across the entire frontage. Cromwell caught the Panther check going as well there. Almost got the flat calf track, so close, but ultimately not close enough here for F3rig. Panther right around the corner up northeast, extra gram northern fuel point. Sending seas with the 6-pounder gun. Some mines in the south. Switch reinforcing healing here. Lots of busy work there for Jibber's medics. And there we go. Panzerkampfwagen 5 gefechtsbereit here for Jibber.
Land mattress artillery on the way.
80mm of sloped frontal armor. Made it fairly tough to penetrate for a lot of tanks of the war.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Note that there was a slight weak spot there, including the slight hatch you see there in the front there where the driver could see out there, plus the hat of the gun mantle as well. 0% of the issues could actually have the shots deflecting into the top of the tank. They would fix these issues with a Model G, which removed the driver's hatch in the front, and also added a slight chin to the mantlet, so that way shots couldn't bounce into the top there. Little fun Panther fact there. Little fun Panther fact.
We're losing a capture point.
And hammer attacks is here from F3rig. He's going on for comets. We also got Bren guns out there, of course, prioritizing the commandos, as again they do get that little heavy weapons experts there, which again allows them to fire them on the move quite accurately. Which is really powerful, by the way. Follow the routing almost wiped out.
Hammer tactics are on the way.
And there you go, hammer tactics ready, opening up for some gammon bombs there on his regular troops. They've almost got the commanders. Woof. That was brutal there. Lighting for guns there, completely exterminating them. Thumbs up to Jibber there. A sad moment here for F3rig. A sad moment.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Northfield Cromwell section, they're going for the foot in the centre. Panther lands great here on the Cromwell there. Shot bounces, then return 6-pounder guns. They've got 2 of them engaging the Panther there. Fultz is pressed meanwhile. There we go. Both 6-pounder guns land excellent hits on the Panther, punching through the frontal armour. Section is the Fultz in the centre. Panther, of course, in need of repairs pretty swiftly. Its purpose. Gib, of course, may want to consider some additional Sturmpuni eventually, as that can, of course, assist in repairing it faster whilst running with more combat troops. Note, by the way, no orbs allowed in here from Jibber so far versus F3rig. But yeah, I imagine here at this point, F3rig's just going to hold out for the comet, so we probably won't be seeing another commander squad. In the short term, maybe not at all. We'll, of course, have to see what he intends to do there. Cromwell falling back. Bit of quiet here as both players, I think, are sort of lining up for the next series of pushes. We can see F3rig is also preparing defences up north here to make it harder for Jibber to push from the northern fuel point. Jibber doing something on the south here with some booby traps. Alright, Otto, hand me some tin of biscuits and that little box with tea. What are we gonna do with it? Well, we're gonna strap it with a lot of explosives and send it to the Englishmen and go, oh, look at these biscuits, we're gonna blow them up. Ah! Northeast Sapper section straight for the Fulton, they're wiping them out there, at least trying to. Pretty aggressive push to the F3rig, right in there in the centre, we've got Cromwell with the Sturmpuni and the Fulton got ideas. Orbison squad right there for Jibber, adding some more elite infantry to clash with the Englishmen. We'll, of course, have to see how F3rig responds to that. Yeah, he did, of course, end up with Mobile Assault, the mortar teams, Royal Cover Escorts, Infiltration Commanders, Vehicle Crew Repairs, and of course the Land Matches. But I imagine he's not going to go for the Land Matches anytime soon. He will go again for that Comet, so he can sort of tackle both the Panther and also apply more pressure to Jibber's infantry. But yeah, so far a bit of a 50-50 split here, though with a slight edge here to Jibber over F3rig. Got the Orbs on there with an MG-34 ready. Significantly improving their firepower on the south here. Jaegers there ambushing the wrong thing. Got the section from the north here, Fulton's quickly backing off. Panther rushing in to deal with the Cromwell tank. 6-pounder guns ready here. Good shot from the Panther, punching through the Cromwell's frontal armour. As they're arriving. Only to unarrive as they fall back in the face of pretty intense British firepower here from F3rig's forces. Getting ever closer to that Comet, a bit more to go. The centre of the Fulton is digging in. Up north here, nothing further happening there from Mr. Jibber. And there you go, Comet is on the way here for F3rig and the British Empire. Panther ahead here, 1 kill, half 8 veterans, 1 Cromwell there, meanwhile half 8 veterans 2. Comet 1/3 of the way done here for F3rig and the Guards armour. Pretty quiet here again, both players seizing each other up. Again, more mines here from Jibber. He's not concerned about a hard British push, and then he goes into mines up north, killing Friedrich and Engelbert. Flank after the half 8 veteran 2. There he goes into the flak half track here. Cromwell could rush in. In fact, looks like he's going to try and rush up behind the flak half. They've got Climax ready to spot that attempt here, pushing back the Cromwell there with a well-placed rocket straight through the frontal armour here. And we got the Comet out now here for F3rig. Things are a bit tough with Jibber, who might be actually setting up for a second Panther here, like he's flooding a lot of manpower and fuel. So it may just be that Jibber's actually thinking, you know what, I want a second Panther. Straight into might as well here to take heavy losses. Good shot from Entertainer. The Panther got smoke being deployed here. Thumbs up to Jibber, supporting the attack fairly well here. At least preventing one of the Entertainers flying right in this Panther. Good right there. Section up north is the Kedneffer. Panther is being pushed back by the Entertainer. There's more arriving. Of course, we've got the Com now moving up the flanking of the Panther. Jibber will need to salvage the Panther swiftly. Could try and bait it into some mines. And yeah, that's exactly what he does. See, this is really bad for F3rig. Fortunately for F3rig, Jibber doesn't have any other anti-tank guns nearby, and his Panther's in such a position, you know, the anti-tank guns can prevent it from firing at the Comet. Also smoking the port here. Thumbs up. Excellent use of smoke there to cover up the Comet's retreat. Meanwhile, Sturmpuni are rushing after the 6-pounder guns. Panther dying repairs. Southie, troops being revived by the comet as his escape being covered by the Vickers. He's been popped. Take aim
Trying to take a point from us.
to ensure that no one made a run there for the comet. Alright lads, take aim! What do you think we were doing? Well, I don't know. Clearly not taking aim. Bloody idiot. Cromwell good to go. Panther 4 there for Jibber plus a truck. And we got the land matches out here for F3rig. He's had enough of those damn German position. He's going to flatten them. At least attempt to.
Supply half truck is ready for orders.
Got the truck out there, the Schwerer Wehrmacht Schlepper. He cancels the Panther 4, then he goes to the Panther 4 again. There's clearly some hesitancy from Jibber as to what path to take. He's probably like thinking about himself. Does he try and make for a second Panther? Would that make sense? I mean, he's all like more or less close to pop case, so he can't call it in. Would it be worth to wait for it? Or would he just bid off going for a Panther 4 to support his Panther? You know, in the end, having 2 tanks now is probably better than 2 tanks later on. And that would be slightly high quality in some regard. But anyways, troops being pushed back here. Cromwell there, close to F2, absolute fire there. Ultra ready here for Jibber with the 105 howitzer barrels ready to unleash a real storm of fire upon F3rig's men. And there you go, land matches bombarding here. The light infantry guns. F3rig has had enough of the German artillery and he wants it silenced, preferably permanently. Almost got both of them, but ultimately fell a bit short there of the fully desired goal. Flak half tank also escapes here, the Cromwell tank. Panther 4 right around the corner here though for Jibber and for Germany. And we do have that. Do we have the truck set up? No, not yet. There you go, Panther 4 moving ahead here, the Panzerkampfwagen 4 as von Jod. Straight here for the Cromwell, shots firing off here. South, we got the combat force there. And there you go, hits the other mimer. Once more, it looks like Jibber just doesn't quite have the forces to finish it off, even if it's caught there in his insidious explosive trap. Smoke being deployed again to part cover there for the retreating tanks. Thumbs up to F3rig once more. Can keep firing away there, punching through the frontal armor of the Cromwell tank. Of North section routed. Back hits reinforced again, fixing up the Panther. And still waiting to set up that mechanized regiment by the looks of it. And they cleared out the mine booby trap there. Well, he should be almost done with it.
Enemy threatening a capture point. Panther, ready to move.
How could you tell that was a booby trap? Well, obviously, Anonymous drinks Führer's best tea. Oh, right. Medics on the way there for F3rig. Panther with 1 kill, veterans 1. Comet there with no kills and no veterans either. Big 2 points wise, Jibber still leading over F3rig here. One takes him out loss there, we got more to the fire off, more mines exploding. Truck can also for the mechanized right there for Jibber. Southie creeping up with the Comet, there we go, looking to land some hits but misses. Jaeger's creeping about there, Panther moving up, got the 6 pounder gun ready to support the Comet though. In the centre there, folks being held up with the Vickers and an entrenched section. A lot of machine gun fire here. And we got the Panther running flank up to the preventing the British from counter pushing onto the car, punching out to the Germans. Plus we got smoke here to further deny support there. Very smart, but we got the land matches. One point to return the field. There you go, direct fire on the nearby Fultons and the flat half track. F3rig is ruthless in its utilization of the land matches here. 5 kills, veterans you want. Comet and Cromwell dying repairs, but still the Comet has seen a fair amount of damage. Truck ready there for Jibber to finance it up maybe. Looks like it. Guess he's going to set a mechanized red around here to repair his tanks a bit faster. Not a bad idea. And of course, could also mean he's going to like long-term try and set up for an opening here for a King Tiger. If suddenly suffers a lot of loss, he can then just quickly send in a King Tiger to like maybe, you know, exploit the situation. Now, Panther moving towards the centre here. Rolling it down its mighty treads. Cromwell there looking to sneak in some more hits here against Jibber, but just isn't quite landing the hits. Meanwhile, the 6 pounder gun though does land a hit on the Panther. In the centre, another push forwards here for F3rig. Another assault here on the German position. They go Brandham Grenade. No grenade assaults here from Jibber. Does does not seem to be a big fan of it.
Where do you want us? Comet crew, awaiting you.
Comet fixed up here for F3rig. And the British Empire. Fortunately, we got the centre back up the flak half track. Panther rolling up here as well.
Aufgepasst. The combat vehicle has
Baker's being bombarded here with a mix of smoke and high explosives. And there we go. Mechanized rigging up. Repair piling somewhere there for Jibber. And Germany. Got the effects armor fixed up here. Shot there. Went through the Panther Force frontal armor. Second shot bounces. There was also another shot that bounced by the way they are missed. In the center, Cromwell forwards here could deploy some smoke maybe. Looks like none of that here from F3rig. Panther lands greatly on the Cromwell. Closing in a minute 2 bar away. The 6-pounder gun misses the Panther. Got more to fire here from Jibber, looking to, I imagine, just frustrate F3rig here with just constant artillery fire here. Bit of psychological warfare. We've got smoke being deployed here to support an attack on the center north axis. Thumbs up to Jibber. Fairly good use of smoke that way. And we got fresh booby traps there by the southern victory point again. Good hit there on the Panther. Punch straight for the frontal armor. Panther needed repairs. Note the Germans were rather notorious booby trappers throughout the war. They used a variety of methods and just equipment for booby traps. For example, at one point they used mortar bombs hidden under the floorboards. That was one explosive booby trap. Baker setting up here, looking forwards here. Up north, German caught here, laying down something by the section. Not great there for Jibber. Till firing down the center opposite squad, almost wiped out. Here's F3rig unleashes a cracking barrage here that rips apart F3rig's Jibber's in from there. You go. Foot squad wipe. There we go. Panther gains 52, but taking intense damage. Almost getting knocked out immediately here by F3rig's armored force here. The Comet's moving forwards. But it's now taking so much damage here that F3rig is quickly reconsidering. We also got Tilly caught in around the line of guns of north section moving in. We've got the flak half take. Still operable, but not even close to 82 here though. Pushing back the sections. Narrowly saving the Jibber's flank there. Meanwhile, on the center west of looking rowdy for the Cromwell and the Comet. Fighting remains fairly intense here. Panther and Darney repairs. Flak half track, Panther 4, mostly okay, but the Panther would also do some light repairs here till they find the Vickers in the centre up north. Cromwell racing in there. He's going to go for the flak half track. Good move here, I think, by F3rig. Realising we can take it out. There he is. Relatively quick move, and there you go. Takes out Jibber's flak half track, removing a linchpin in his defence here, and his strong ability just to quickly deal with F3rig's infantry. That is going to be a great kill there for F3rig, and a definite problem there for Jibber, who's going for another Kedden effort. I'm not entirely sure he actually wants another Kedden. I think at this point just go for another tank, maybe the Panzer. I think that would actually do him a bit more good here than another Kedden effort. That is just me. And some following here for the Cromwell. Halfway to the east, little Panther racing force for Deutschland. Good shot from the Panther straight for the Cromwell frontal armor. In the south, their Comet once more advances. And further south, Sappers there once more spotting the booby trap. Jaeger's there. Lots of booby traps there from Jibber. Sadly, just F3rig keeps ruining them. German infantry in the centre rather bunched up, making it easy like for German British artillery and tanks like possibly maul them. He's getting lucky due to all the light terrain, light cover here, which does make it harder for such things to hit them, but still not what I call, super recommendable. On the south here, Jibber is pushed off the settlement to clear out the other booby trap. Panther moves southwards here. Panther racing forwards here. A pretty bolty attack here by Jibber. Comet down the flank, plus the 6-pounder gun doing a lot of damage. Not until called in to maybe deal with the anti-tank, he's pushing them back, and we got artillery fire from F3rig here in Jibber's positions, raking through his infantry, tearing them limb from limb, possibly. Grenades off here again, but once more, no grenade assault. It's all incendiary grenades here. Panther will push back with the Comet and the 6-pounder guns. Jibber is losing here. Mile by mile as F3rig just slowly pressing. There you go. Comet going for the Panther 4 here. Anti-tank grenade off that we could see here. Jibber loses Panther 4, but F3rig is actually close to losing his Comet, so maybe the Panther 4 could narrowly survive the encounter with the British armoured forces. Panther falling back here. And Jibber, I think, needs to reconsider his tactics overall. I think he's launching an attack from an angle F3rig is not expecting. He's also fuel-wise pretty much there with the King Tiger. You know, Ferric's got a massive, like, you know, resource reserves. Like, even like initial success could still, like, it'll be quickly met with fresh forces here from Ferric pretty rapidly. But Ferric, or Jibber just keeps attacking head on here. I think again he's like, you know, launching attack from another angle, and there go landmass as well here. Really rough situation right now for Jibber. Armor is being repaired here thanks to the repair pioneers. They are definitely being overworked now. Got the Jaegers, the upside move here for Mr. Jibber. Once more again rushing through the centre. Panther, well, still in down repairs, but it's quite clear he's prioritising just getting the Panther 4 fixed fast. So he can open up the repair pioneers for the Panther, but also crucially commit the Panther 4 faster because it does need a tank here versus Ferric. As for Ferric, I mean, you know, he's got all the victory points, got most of the resource points. I mean, most of it currently he just has the upper hand. And part of the thing due to better map control here by Ferric over Jibber. Again, I feel like at some points got to think a bit too focused on the centre here, which is obviously favoured Ferric quite a bit. Panther there being slowly fixed up here for Jibber and Germany. Victory points wise, fairly close with a small lead here for Jibber over Ferric, but it is slowly melting away here, slowly. Got the Panther fixed up as well here for Mr. Jibber once more. Bit of resource float, but could like go for Yak Panzer here or another Panzer 4. I think Yak Panzer is going to be helpful versus both the Comet and the Cromwell. We got munitions cash up here for Jibber. Ferric, I mean. Probably for maybe setting up grenades, just more grenades in general, like just regular gammon bombs. So any field possibility here from Ferric. I don't think munitions cache is a bad idea at all. Fresh push in the south, got the Panther 4, the defending the southern points here from any immediate British incursion. Though of course, armor support like the Comet could very quickly force Jibber to retreat the Panther 4 from the south, risk distraction. The centre there also fails to make much progress there. Ferric, I think, over for the most part, has a significant advantage over Jibber. Part of this, I think, is just Jibber's constantly like doing the same thing, but now like he's heavily focused on the south as well, and he's kind of ignoring the north here, which also makes it easier to like just, you know, Ferric to predict what Jibber's doing and deal. And there go, lost the Panther 4, but it's going for another Panther, aka Panther 5. Plus 23 there on the Panther though would certainly be helpful for Jibber. But would it be enough? Of course, it's another matter entirely. Comet by the way has reached 32 here for Ferric. And we go land matches again. I mean, right now Ferric's like centre is wide open, but Jibber's not in a great position. Also, don't think he's quite aware again of just Ferric pulling back almost everything towards his base here. But I think if Jibber was aware, like he'd make a pretty hard push in the centre north and just secure himself, I think, in the front line fairly easily. Said he's once more pushing southwards, where there isn't exactly a lot there, but still a reserve element nearby, which could frustrate any attempt to seize the southern points. And the centre folks are busy there. Folks Grenadiers are busy there. South here we got the dug-in section with Bren guns, also frustrating a push there for Jibber. Second Panther's right here for the 21st Panzer Division, unknown from the 2nd Panzer Division as the 21st Panzer Division. By the time of the fighting in Normandy, did not actually have its Panther Battalion equipped. In fact, it didn't have a Panther Battalion equipped, effectively, so instead it made do with the 2nd Panzer Division's Panther Battalion. Comet rushing out there. Panther near repairs, got smoke here. I'm not entirely sure who called it in though. Looks like it was Ferric. Yeah, again, Jibber just could, I think, much better push up north. It didn't do so. Now we got Ferric striking into the Comet being in the way right into the Panther here, and the nearby bench for the Kimber there. Good Comet ready as well here. Could chuck some grenades by the way. All too far off in the south here, fighting for the sun resource point going on here still between Jibber and Ferric. The 198 is 205, victory points still pretty close. More to the far around the centre, he just not hitting much, coming forward straight to the cannon for the good shot there for the frontal armour. The Comet races ahead here, 10 kills, slowly approaching the halfway point. 23, there we go. Almost got the cannon for the leaving Jibber further understaffed in the anti-tank department here. versus the British forces. Jaegers moving in, they won't be able to stop the comet. And there you go, quick response, white phosphorus shell there, catching the Jaegers in a noxious deadly cloud. And there you go, finally a grenade assault here from Jibber, but needs to treat the Jaegers because they're dying. Panther comes in trouble here. Land matches fire, he could actually finish off the Jaegers, also take losses. Panther's dying forwards here. Looks like it could be a last dash here by Jibber and Deutschland. We got actually called in the Panther, gaining actually for increasing the speed and the rate of fire here. Almost got the comet, didn't quite hit it so far there. It's not going to hit the anti-tanks. Panther exposed the rear here to the Cromwell there. That's looking dangerous. We even got the Hunt ability activated here. Panther there, ace, it's a, oh not ace, but it's the physical about to get knocked out. The other Panthers no need to be seen. Lost one, eventually free Panther, and the second Panther goes up in flames. Well, those are some huge blows here to Jibber from F3rig, an absolute slap across the face that leaves his ears ringing. A great kill there for F3rig, and I think one that very much cements the game as fair. I mean, Jibber may still struggle a bit for, I think, some time, but I think at this point the match very much remains out of control unless, like, F3rig makes a big mistake, or Jibber just, you know, suddenly gets, like, you know, inspiration from God himself to, like, you know, figure a way out. Or the devil, I guess. So, we'll have to see. Maybe Jibber can find a way out of this mess, but currently it's looking unlikely. We got another common away here for F3rig. Baker's there with take aim again. Very nice ability. Very similar to, shall I say, the Incendiary pitching rounds and also very overlooked. Doesn't quite improve your performance versus, you know, light vehicles and whatnot, but, you know, very gives a good anti-infantry performance. Also, I believe increases the range, which is also quite good. Almost got them full support there. Comet almost done. More sappers called in the Royal Recovery sappers here. Baker's close to being wiped out, but still not looking great here for Jibber versus F3rig. Not looking great at all. Section advancing here for the British Empire. Jaeger still falling back under cover of what might have once been smoke, but at this point it's more like, you know, overly aggressive dust. Comet kind of stuck here, went for a lot of other stuff. Meanwhile, so they'd have to stop some loss before getting that Comet. The other section being obliterated here by the artillery from Jibber. I mean, the line guns have been a pretty good investment here for Jibber. They just clearly haven't been enough. F3rig falling back around the centre here. Of course, we've got the Cromwell ace on the move once more. Good shot in the sections. Cromwell striking forwards for King and Country, racing right through here. Jibber's exposed centre. Comet almost done. Smoke deployed there, but I think in this case the smoke isn't quite correct. And there we go. Last game to finish off with this. Also, then allows the second Comet to arrive, meaning the end result for Jibber is he's still in a lot of deep sauerkraut.
They have 100 points remaining.
100 points left for Jibber. He's still at it though. And he got virtually free on the land matches. The Kidnap is infantry being caught here. He's about to lose his ace. The Kidnap here to the British land matches. There we go. Leaving Jibber now with just a single Panther strike to stop 2 comets. Some of you are aware of this is in terms of math. Not great math that favors Jibber at all. He's about to lose another unit. At this point, I think it is completely over here for Jibber. Whatever hopes he might have had have been dashed against the ground and stepped and spit on there by F3rig. So there you go, GG, game over. A fierce fight with some back and forth action. In the end, I feel like Jibber was slightly undone by a focus too hard in the centre north. Could have been more aggressive up north. And again, I think just, you know, look for more easy ways of, like, you know, progressing versus F3rig. And I think those sort of, shall I say, tends towards more inefficient engagements, I think slowly favoured F3rig, who just, you know, slowly ground down Jibber. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell your family, but don't challenge me. So consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You are all one for all and subscribe tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.